how to create this 3D grid effect on Godot 4.3. Let's start by creating a 3D mesh and apply the cube mesh. Let's give it a size of 6 by 6. Now we head to geometry. We give it any material that we desire, but for the sake of simplicity, we are going just to color it sky blue. Now we go to the next pass, create a new standard material 3D. Make sure to select the new material. Go to transparency, select alpha. Now, as you can see, the color of the next pass is covering the material that we created, which was sky blue. So go to albedo, texture, and we select gradient texture 2D. Now in our gradient, as you can see, we can edit the 2D gradient. We go to fill and change from linear to square. And as you can see, it gives us a square effect. Now let's center the square effect by setting the from to 0.5, 0.5, and we can change the color gradient. So let's adjust it to the size that we want the grid to be, and you can edit this gradient as you like. So set this black to transparency and to white, and as you can see, we can see our original color back. Now we head to UV1, and here is where the magic happens. We toggle on the triplanar, and as you can see, we have our grid effect. Now our grid effects offset seems to be a little bit off, so we go to the offset. Make sure that you are in the grid material, not the original material, and we add the offset that we desire. For this one, it will be 0.5. And now we have our grid. And as you can see, we can give it any color that we desire, or we can even do better by changing the color gradient. So for example, we can add another color. Let's give it, for example, dark blue. And as you can see, we have white blue gradient. We can change it as we please. Make any gradient you desire. Now let's solve some problems or that you might face when creating this non-shader 3D grid. For example, if we put an odd number instead of even, we have this weird offset, which again we can fix just by going to the material, UV, and set the offset. Let's set by 0.5 if we have an odd number, and if we have an even number, we set it to 0. So the height was 1, so the offset will be 0.5. For example, if we set the height to 2, we just remove the offset by 0. And since we have an odd number on our x-axis, we just set the offset by 0.5. And now you can create any grid you desire. And the magic, or the exciting, help me find the word, or the fantastic thing about this grid method is that you can copy the material. Let's see, copy, select a different material, and you can just pass it in its next pass. So pass, and as you can see, we have the same grid in all of our meshes.